Ladies and gentlemen, the world famous weather person Frankie. How you doing today, Frankie?
I'm doing great so far. How you helped deal with the computer last night?
Yeah, Frankie and I were. Frankie's in Nova Scotia. I'm in Montreal, and Frankie helped me on the telephone last night until 2 a.m. to fix the super duper computer. What did we do last night, Frankie?
You have to install a graphics card on the HP one. Take the old graphics card from the HP, put it in the Veno.
That's right. So I have two computers, and they all need upgrading over the years. Our friend Lynn bought us a brand new graphics card. How good is the graphics card, Frankie?
It's a new graphics card. Has 4 gigs of RAM.
Yeah,
4 gigs of video RAM.
MSI graphics card, very fancy. We put it in, and Frankie warned me before, but I didn't listen. If I put a new graphics card in, what would I need to do?
You have to go to AMD. Go to www.amd.com.
No, but what?
Click driver support and select the right graphics card.
But what I have to buy after the graphics card? My supply.
Power supply.
Yeah, I had to buy a new power supply, and you warned me, and I thought, no, it'll be fine. And my old power supply, it's a big box. I'm going to show it to you later. It's a big, huge box, and I had to get a brand new power supply. And so I had to go to the store, get that, go borrow a car. We got stuck in rain and traffic, and then I took all the old parts of the better computer and put them into another computer and then added all the other, and then it was a nightmare. The electricity wasn't working. I got shocks. Everything was going wrong, Frankie, and then you called.
I called you. That means you fixed it, fixed the power supply.
That's right. And I couldn't have done it without my cousin Adam and without Frankie MacDonald, tech support geniuses. I'd like you to talk to my cousin Adam one day. Would you do that, Frankie?
Yeah. Did you hear about that on the computer? That means you had to install a graphics card. The screen was big when it first installed it. You had to go to AMD website, click driver support, install the right graphics card.
That's right. I mean, I've done a little bit of computer work, but when you take out the power supply, you're basically taking all the guts out of the computer. I had to hook up like 20 different wires, and it was all like one wire broke. I actually took out a soldering gun, and I was soldering at 2 a.m. It was crazy. We have a question here. Luke says, what did you have for lunch, Frankie?
I had chicken strips for dinner.
Hello to Jim in Chicagoland.
Tonight I'll be on Robinson Show, 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time.
Yep. So let me show here. This is from our friend Lynn from Texas. So thank you very much. This is the how do you say it? Radeon?
AMD Radeon 550 graphics card. It has 4 gigs of VRAM.
And it's got like turbo boosters blasting out of it. So we got that. And then it needed a new power supply. So this thing weighs like this is a brick inside here. It's the size of this thing, a whole new power supply. So I had to take all the guts out and put that back in. And then once I got everything in and I finally got the power wouldn't work, I snapped off one of the wires. There's this little thin gold wire, and I had to put it in. I had no idea what was going on. And then Frankie called, and you helped me with software, right?
Yes.
Anyway, so there's more stuff to show, but we'll do it later. Thank you, Lynn. Thank you, Frankie MacDonald, for helping me, and thank you, Adam. So there was going to be no show. I said, Frankie, I don't think there's going to be a show tomorrow because my computers are all broken.
I helped you to fix it.
Yeah. And
thanks to me.
Yeah, thanks to you, Frankie. And I was completely amazed. Like, Frankie, when we were talking about it and fixing it, you knew every number, you knew every make, you knew every website, you knew every model, you knew what wire went where. How do you know so much about computers, Frankie?
Line in is blue, line out this green, microphone is pink, orange is subwoofer.
And then we realized that after the power, first we got the graphics card because the show keeps freezing after 6 years of doing it. And then we got the graphics card, we got the power supply, we installed everything. And then you realized we needed 2 8-gig cards or something. What are they called?
2 8 gigs of RAM.
So we're going to purchase that, and then it'll be our last thing. And then we'll take the old ones and we'll put them into the other computer, right?
Yes. Then the other computer will be up to 8 gigs of RAM from 4.
How come Larry the producer couldn't have done all this?
And must be doing other things.
Yeah, let's hear it for Larry the producer. Robin Slim says, my son William wants to interview Frankie. Would you let Robin Slim's son interview you?
Yes.
There you go. There's your answer. Luke in England, and Luke's saying on Twitch, with October starting tomorrow, do you or Frankie have any good horror movie suggestions?
Holt's Friday the 13th, Part 4, the final chapter. The guy to play George McFly from Back to the Future, he was a Galvin guy.
Part 4, did you say? Why Part 4?
Friday the 13th, Part 4, that guy to play George McFly. He was in that movie.
Okay, well, there you go for movie suggestions. We have Lynn in the house, and Lynn is the one that got the graphics card. What do we say to Lynn, Frankie? I guess we say thanks, right?
Thank you, Lynn.
Yeah, I think it's a birthday present. She got it for my birthday, which is in like 3...
He was in Friday the 13th, Part 4. He's an actor for George McFly.
So we just spent 5 minutes talking about Lynn and the graphics card, so you can watch the replay, Lynn. But thank you very, very much from Frankie and myself and Adam and everybody. I remember seeing Friday the 13th Part 1 on VHS cassette when it first came.
Jason's mother was a bad woman back then.
And the kid, the dad guy comes out of the water, right? And scares the kid in the canoe at the end.
Yeah, that means Jason's dad is a bad guy too a long time ago. Jason's dad must have been dead.
So Halloween is coming up. Frankie and I made a Halloween advert, and we made a Rob and Slim Show advert live. We like to make adverts live. So where are we? I'm trying to read the comments and introduce the whole computer thing. But yeah, Frankie, thank you last night too for staying up till 2 in the morning to fix this. It's 3 in the morning for you to fix the computer.
Like you're fixing a machine.
Yeah, otherwise there'd be no show. So it's like if you have a car and you try to fix the car and then you realize you need 5 other things. We have another guest on the show today. We have Mr. Nuts with us.
And guess what? The Base Guy Show is saved. Big thanks to me.
Yeah, the Base Guy Show is saved thanks to Frankie MacDonald. It's a good thing you helped me, Frankie, because otherwise I think they would have just thrown me, the doctor would have thrown me in the garbage.
How much trouble would that doctor be in?
The doctor would be in a lot more trouble than most people.
I got an action figure in my hand.
I got an action figure in my hand. Do you want us to tell us about your action figures, Frankie?
Frankie's action figure is designed by Ben Campbell. He lives in Big Spring, Texas, United States of America. I got an interview with a movie star, Keith Gojan, at 3:00 p.m.
Wow, like you and Robin Slim and Frankie, you guys are all talking to famous people. What's it like talking to Hollywood?
Other famous people looks great all the time. I'll be talking to Keith Gojan, an actor, at 3:00 p.m. after Base Guy Show. That's my second interview.
That's amazing. And then you're on the Robin Slim Show, so you have 3 interviews today.
10:00 p.m. length time for Robin Slim Show. Possible Trevor's Happy Hour after that in Orange County, California.
And thank you, Lynn. Oh, Sarah Sparkle, thank you for putting up the little orange Base Guy cup thing. It's just a little thing that you can post now, just because it's on the coffee table here. We'll talk about it in another show. Frankie, you talked to the premiere of Nova Scotia when last week?
That was around mid-September. That's before I got my hair cut on September 17th.
And who cuts your hair again, you told me?
Gerard Combs, the barber.
Okay. How long you've been going to Gerard's barbershop?
Since 2 decades ago.
So, Frankie, we have a squirrel. His name is Mr. Nuts. He's eating all the bird seed. Where do the squirrels go in the winter? What do you know about squirrels?
They hibernate in underground.
Yeah, and they have to get fat and collect nuts and everything right now for the winter coming up.
Yeah, and just imagine doctors say, can't fix them.
Put them in the garbage. 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 So this guy gets hurt. He bumps his knee or he hurts his thumb. The doctor's too busy. He's got too many things to do. He goes, I can't fix him. Just put that guy in the garbage.
The police just show up and go, roo, roo, roo. The police will say, doctor!
You're under arrest.
Turn around for change going back.
Lynn is in Texas, and Lynn says, my Frankie action figure ride with me in the car everywhere I go. So your action figure is driving around Texas, Frankie. It's driving around Texas. I think I have to turn my mic down a bit. There we go. What about the guy from Mike to the Future? Imagine if Mike the Can Man was Alex P. Keaton from Family Ties and Back to the Future. It would be Mike to the Future.
Yeah.
I think I did a gig once, and we called it... I made a poster, for a band I had, and I think it said Jack to the Future or something. No, it was Back to the Phoenix. That was it, the name of the place. Hello from Ireland. We have Tiernan here. Any words to Tiernan in Ireland?
What's the name of the city?
What city are you in, Tiernan? I think he's in Dublin.
Dublin, Ireland.
Dublin, Ireland. That's where my family's from. My last name's Casey.
Hi, Casey. It's Dublin, Ireland. I'm doing great.
Yeah. I went over to where? Ireland. I went over to Ireland a few times. I used to travel a lot, and I noticed
Ireland is not part of Brexit.
No. And I said at the beginning of the show, let's not talk about it, but then I'm going to bring it up. I was so busy fixing the computers, I didn't even know that there was a debate on TV last night. I didn't even know anything about it. So
because you're in the computer fixing it, that means removing the old graphics card, replace it with a new graphics card.
Yeah, and after you're trying to fix a computer for 15, 17 hours, your brain turns to mush. I couldn't think anymore, and you came to the rescue, Frankie.
I rescued you. I rescued the Bass Guy Show.
Yeah, once again, Frankie MacDonald rescued the Bass Guy Show. So thank you, Frankie, for being such a good friend.
You'll be talking about that on Rob and Slim Show tonight.
I want to show it once more because we're here. It's the first time we've gotten mail in a long time. And this is from Lynn, and Lynn got this for the Bass Guy Show's birthday, and this is a nice little graphics card for a gig. It should make the show work better. So we got a new power supply. I just want to show my friend Lynn since she's here. And we got a brand new thick bricks power supply, and now we have to get 2 new 8 gig RAM. They're the things that go on the motherboard, right?
Yes, on the motherboard in HP is 16 gigs of RAM maximum.
So they're like 2 little ports. There's 4 ports, and you can put in little cards. So I can put in, Frankie figured out I can put in 16 max, and that will make the graphics card work better to its better potential. Yes. So I think it was $97. So that's what we're going to try to do next month. Or this month. Well, what is it? Today's the last day of the month, right?
Yes.
Okay, so we'll try to do it next week. If we can. Okay, sorry if I'm missing the comments. Let me read. So Tiernan's from Dublin. What do you know about Dublin, Frankie?
Dublin's the capital of Ireland. That's part of the European Union.
Isn't the internet amazing? You're in Nova Scotia. I'm in Montreal. Tiernan's in Dublin. We got Rob and Slim in New Jersey and New York. We got Jim in Chicago. Someone here saying Julio Carlos de Silva. I know someone called de Silva. Julio's from Brazil. We have people from all over the world here, Frankie. I have a question for you, Frankie. I want to hear some good questions for Frankie, not just like, what's your favorite color? Frankie, here's my question.
Yeah.
What would a world be like in 2020? What would the world be like if there was no internet at all?
There'll be super worst case scenario.
Can you imagine a world with no internet? Larry, the producer, put that sound effect in for us today, Frankie.
World without internet, that Spanish flu 1918, 1919, 1920.
What if they had the internet back in 1918 during the pandemic?
On old-fashioned internet, then the people will be taken there seriously back then.
What would the old-fashioned internet look like? Would it be like made of wood, TVs, and black and white internet?
Just color characters, black and white characters.
Yeah, and the audio would just be, what's a really low audio frequency? It's like 256K or something?
Yes.
Yeah, and back in 1918, they only had low MP3 audio available, and things were just black and white. That's all they had. It was rough back then.
They didn't have TVs during the Spanish flu pandemic. First TV was invented, that's after the Spanish flu pandemic in 1918 till 1920. That's before the very first TV was invented.
That's right. Tiernan in Dublin is saying, can Frankie say, eat 50 hot dogs to my friend Aaron?
Aaron, I want you to eat 50 hot dogs at once. Eat them all right now. Eat those hot dogs right now!
Wow, if I was Aaron, I'd be like, right, I'm done. My life's purpose has been completed. Frankie MacDonald just told me to eat 50 hot dogs.
It's like pretending to eat 50 hot dogs in a video.
So Frankie MacDonald doesn't just do the weather, which we forgot to do, by the way. Sorry, we're just both excited. Frankie does comedy videos, dancing videos, and the weather. Luke in England is saying, did anyone else get the Spanish flu when it came back in 2009?
It's like the swine flu, H1N1 swine flu. It's originated in Mexico.
That's right, exactly. The either South USA or Mexico, and they called it Spanish flu because it's a thing called politics, and they were just throwing mud at each other. The only reason it's called the Spanish flu is because Spain was the only one reporting it. It was the only responsible. It was the first responsible nation, and because they were the good guy is good person, good people finish last. You know, so anyways, a lot of mudslinging going on. We need to lift each other, not put each other down. How do you handle trolls and bullies, Frankie?
Ignore all trolls, ignore all bullies.
But from I haven't seen it, but I heard about the debate about 5 minutes ago from a friend, and I was told that basically Trump just doesn't know how to shut up. He's like a little child, and he just wouldn't stop talking. He just talked through everybody. I guess, what's that, Frankie?
And do remember that Spanish flu is 1980 till 1920. That's before the TVs, before the computers, before the internet.
So, where were we in the world when the first people came up with the idea of the internet and the computers?
Very first computer was invented in the 1940s.
After World War, or during World War II, the Enigma, right?
Yes. The very first computer was invented during World War II.
I don't think Trump has had anybody to answer to or to speak to or be told what to do since 4 years ago. So last night was the first time he had to actually cooperate with other people. No radio, no TV, only newspapers in 1918, says Jim Chicagoland.
Yes.
Robin Slim says yellow fever. There's a bit of a buzz in the studio because if we move back to weather, I can see fog on my windows. I don't have or do air conditioning. It's very humid and wet and damp here today in Montreal. What's going on in Montreal area, Frankie, with the weather?
It's cooler right now because got really cool air is heading down Florida because Tropical Storm Dolphin that bypassed Japan. That's a teleconnection between the typhoon and the cold air, drilling all the way down to Florida and as far as southern states in Tampico, Mexico, because of the typhoon teleconnection. There's another storm bypassing Japan, too.
What's passing near Japan?
Another tropical storm.
And can that, is that going to hit the mainland, do you think, or?
It's going to bypass Japan completely.
I have a bit of a buzz in the studio. I got all the fans on. It's noisy, it's damp, it's moist. And we just fixed everything. But Frankie, I'm going to fine-tune everything, but I'm going between the scenes. Like usually when I go to this is the new front of my cafe, and when I change scenes, usually everything stops and freezes. It's not stopping and freezing. Everything's working better than ever before right now, Frankie.
Because you updated the graphics card, put the dedicated graphics on the Leveno computer, replace the onboard.
That's right, because of one person, Lynn. Because of Lynn, one act of kindness in the show has improved like 80% since like 7 years ago.
It's improved 80% now. Got rid of the old graphics card, replaced with a new graphics card.
That's right. And that's because of all the, it's because of everyone. We're all in this together. That's why I made it a cafe, because we just hang out and talk crap. Sarah Sparkle, who's great to the show as well, is saying, still having hot weather. Are we still having weather and fires, hot fires, Frankie? Is asking Sarah.
It's still having hot, humid weather for now. Then it's going to turn cooler. They got a polar vortex headed for Monaco, where Bonaventure, Quebec. That's where Monaco lives. Very cold weather headed for Bonaventure, Quebec, later next week. Okay,
and I think Sarah was asking what's happening with the California forest fires.
It's still burning a lot because of extreme heat in California.
Also, when you do a podcast or whatever, you can't even run. You're not supposed to run fans or air conditioning because it makes a lot of noise on the microphones.
Yes, it does.
Yeah, so in the old days, I guess AC. Well, AC is bad anyways. Everyone who uses AC, it heats up the whole planet. And what happens if you heat up the whole planet, Frankie?
That can cause climate change all over the world. That could affect Mars, that could affect Venus, that could affect Jupiter, that could affect Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, Pluto, and other solar systems, other galaxies.
Back here on Earth, can you give us some examples this year of what's been happening on the planet because of climate change events?
The Antarctic ice caps are melting, and the Arctic ice caps are melting, changing the whole planet.
And California's on fire.
And the Amazon rainforest too.
It's pretty sad, isn't it? And what about also other things that we do? Not only do we make and consume all the time without thought or responsibility at all, majority of us, and then ship all our junk over to third world countries for them to deal with. What's happening with plastic in the oceans?
Plastic in the ocean, that's going to kill all the fishes, sharks, things like that.
Yeah, so I heard that by 2050, there's going to be more like bottles of plastic in the ocean than fish. More plastic than fish. That's not good, is it, for the animals?
Not good for the animals. That's going to change Mars too. And that means in 5 billion years, from 7 billion, 5 to 7 billion years from now, the sun will become the red giant.
I think I'm a bit of a realist or like pessimist, Frankie, because coronavirus comes along. Everything's on fire and melting. The weather's changing. There's riots in the streets, political, riots going on, and also social things. It's like everything's going crazy, and everyone, in my opinion, is still just going to McDonald's, shopping, buying plastic, watch. No one cares. It's just nothing will teach us until, even when California's on fire, people are still just buying stuff. Like, when will we learn to do better, Frankie?
The God will teach us, like the God is the one true ruler.
I think you're right, Frankie. The God will teach us, the one true ruler. That
not
you can't...
just Earth, but other planets, other habitable planets and other galaxies, other universes.
It's still hot due to the heat. Frankie, we got smoke. I don't know if you did in Nova Scotia, but we got actual smoke. I'm in Montreal. I don't know if you know your maps, but we got smoke from California in Montreal. So the smoke traveled 5,000 miles over to where Base Guy lives. And I'm not supposed to complain about it.
And did you hear about that? The solar flares can go to Mars, too, from the sun. Solar flares from the sun's going to kick up the high gear sometime this decade. That's going to affect Mars's weather, too.
So that's like space weather that you do, right?
Yeah.
And what about asteroids and comets? Anything heading our way?
Yes, lots of them. There's one headed towards the Earth on November 2nd that's going to trigger a lot of earthquakes.
I guess we should all be really grateful for Jupiter. Doesn't Jupiter's gravity attracts all the space debris, right? And
the red spot and the great red spot's gradually weakening in Jupiter.
And what's that going to do to the everything?
Don't know yet.
Okay, Frankie, go to... What are you talking about, Barry Benson? Please explain yourself, Barry Benson. Everybody go look at Barry Benson on YouTube. Barry Benson, 134407 time mark. Sarah's saying Antarctica is melting.
Is a bee. He's a fictional character.
Oh, he's a bee in a movie. So you know your stuff, Frankie. Frankie, what's the weather like in your area today?
It's humid though, then it's going to cool down gradually. And Montreal's cooler there because Montreal had so much rain yesterday. Hamilton had so much rain as well. They're still getting a lot of rain. Richmond, Virginia, where Jack Hustler lives.
I was thinking, the whole point of my moaning was this Halloween, try to avoid buying plastic Halloween crap that's unoriginal. You're just buying crap that's going to go in the ocean. I remember, Frankie, when we were kids in the 70s and 80s, we used to make our costumes from stuff around the house. Even our displays, we would get creative. It was artistic. It's good for you. Now people just go buy creativity. Don't buy plastic crap this Halloween.
And did you hear about that? Nighttime is the temperature's going to cool down in Richmond, Virginia. It's going down 10 degrees Celsius on Friday night, where Jack Hustler lives.
Okay, and we have Jim here on Periscope. He does games and stuff on Periscope. Amazing Periscoper. Jim in Chicagoland is saying we had smoke from California fires here in Chicago.
My next interview is at 3 o'clock Atlantic time with an actor called Keith Guggen.
Hey, I got a joke for you, but it's not my joke. It's a joke from Rob and Slim. He says, Jupiter makes you stupider.
Yeah, it's a major joke.
Hey, Frankie, there's like 7 bees behind you.
I don't see 7 bees.
Hey, guess what? I have something to say. I think Donald Trump is a big poo-poo head. So, Frankie, did you get sleep last night? Were you okay this morning?
Yes, I'm great.
What did you have for breakfast?
I like breakfast. And did you hear? I'll be on Rob Slim show tonight.
Yeah, okay, so let's talk about that. Tonight, Frankie MacDonald and myself are both on the Rob and Slim show. He's here right now in the room under his YouTube account. He's also on Twitter and Facebook, Rob and Slim.
I'll be on the show at 10 o'clock Atlantic time.
So is that 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, right?
Yes, 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. He'll be on the Rob Slim show at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We'll be talking about the computer.
Computers, the super duper brand new. Lynn helped us, and Deborah. Well, the computer in the tower comes from the whole show is built by the viewers. All we do on this show, I don't know how to explain it better, is the whole Base Guy show is just 100% the people who watch the show keep it going and create it. It's a non-profit. We just spend it on wires and graphic cards, and we try to make it better. It used to be a pixelated show. It was like that, and my lips were out of sync and stuff. So thank you, everybody. How come you love computers so much, Frankie?
When I was a kid, I became interested in calculators, organizers, steam computers when I was a little boy in the 1990s.
Okay. I used to like those too. Those little, I had like a spell check thing and an organizer and this little digital calculator that folded up. C-Town is a comedy podcast founded in 2016, hosted by New York City-based comedians. Oh, okay. So welcome, Barry Benson. Sorry, I just read that wrong. Anyway, welcome, everybody. Is there anything you'd like to say to the whole world while we're here, Frankie?
Best of luck to you. I'm Frankie MacDonald. You're listening to Base Guy Internet Radio Show.
Take care, Frankie. Thanks for tuning in. Ladies and gentlemen, the weather with Frankie MacDonald live from Nova Scotia. So that's it. That's Frankie MacDonald. You're watching the Base Guy Show. So the show is you. We have fake adverts. We have real and fake everything. Less and more of everything. Lynn got us this fancy graphics card. We put it in, and then we learned that we needed it wouldn't work without a stronger power supply. The computer wouldn't even turn on. It just wouldn't work. So I had to go buy this thing. The old one is in here. I'll just show you what it's like. This is a power supply. Life's not easy if you don't have a $6,000 Mac given to you from your mommy and daddy with your brand new sports car. So look, we had to take this out and put in a new one and hook up all these wires, and there's no room, and oh man. We hooked it all up, and then my cousin Adam helped me, and then in the computer there's a broken, like a little thin wire with a gold tip. A tiny, and it looked to me like it was broken. I didn't know I don't know computers that well, you know. But I looked in, and after about 4 or 5 hours of watching YouTube videos, I realized that the pin goes to the motherboard, and so the power on switch, and it was just a nightmare. And by that time I was like, I give up. I said, Frankie, there's going to be no show tomorrow because I can't do it all. And he phoned me, and he talked to me for about 4 hours on the phone, and he walked me through the whole thing. And for show and tell, I'd like to show you some of that. And the funny thing is about getting all these computers working, if you try to use Microsoft to open up a picture or an MP3 file, it freaks out. It can't handle it. I need to put VCL on my computer, my cousin Adam told me. Oh, the audio is going to be better too. I haven't done any music, but I got a really expensive like audio wire, and now the audio's in left and right. the audio is going to be better too. So there's the wire. So we're taking apart everything, and it's really complicated. I got my cousin Adam and Frankie MacDonald standing by, and they both have faith in me. I got to plug in 8 billion wires into the motherboard from the new power supply, which I managed to get in. The old power supply is out. There's some extra screws, but I don't think we need those. Those are fine. They probably, I don't know. And yeah, now I got to power up the other things and then put the graphics card in. So step by step, we'll get there. This is the Bass Guy Show. Lights, cameras, and action. The whole studio is in a squalor right now. We're living in squalor. There's just wires everywhere. It's just, oh my goodness. Hey kids, fix your computer. There's that little trigger wire that was ground into the motherboard, and I had to weld it on. It was broken. Luckily, I had a soldering iron and some solder, and I got it to work with bubble gum and electrical tape. And there's the actual sound card. I keep saying sound, the graphics card with dual fans, which makes it uber duper, super duper. Okay, so I spent about 1 million hours driving around town, putting in a brand new power supply, getting the wires ready. Now it's time to install the MSI 4 gig graphics card. It's beautiful. Thanks, Lynn. So yes, thank you, Lynn. And there's me soldering at like 4:17 a.m. It only took 17 hours to fix the computers on the Bass Guy Show today because we installed a whole bunch of new stuff. I'd like to thank Adam, Frankie MacDonald, my mum, Lynn, the people at the computer store, and all the duct tape and electrical tape and whatnot. And it has nothing to do with the colors or lights or what it looks like. This is all smoke and mirrors. It's all about the inside of the computer. Inside is the beauty. That's right, the inside is the beauty. It's not the outside, it's the inside. Because on the inside, we're all the same. We all have spleens and livers and guts and blood and everything. So Lynn says I'm not the only one that has extra parts when you take something apart. So I learned a lot about computers. A lot of gaps were filled in for me that I didn't understand about life. And then the construction of the computer turned into like a microcosmos of our existence on the planet Earth. We're tiny little ants running around doing all these crazy things. And we didn't give up, and we did it, and we're here. So we still need to get 2 new cards. But yesterday, it was a grand total of about $350, going to the store a whole bunch of times, and having technical support for free from Adam and Frankie, who I'll have to pay back in one way or another. Can't thank you enough for your help and for keeping the Bass Guy Show going. The Bass Guy Show now has more and less content. So there's the new power supply, nice and sleek. Here's just a quick video to explain what's happening. I just put in a new power supply. We wanted to upgrade the graphics, and it's a complete nightmare. I took out the old power supply, which I didn't know I needed. This is from Lynn. Thank you very much, Lynn. A brand new state-of-the-art 4 gig graphics card. But then the graphics card is going to help the computer be better, right? But then it said it needed a stronger power supply, so I had to take out this thing. I have no idea what I'm doing. It's huge. And we went to the store, and we had to buy an extra power supply for like 50 or 60 bucks or something. So we got all the tools everywhere. Larry's freaking out. The lights in my eye. I got to install all of these frickin' wires somewhere. I think this one goes into the toaster or something like that. I have no idea what's going on. Then I have to upgrade everything, fit it in, put the graphics card in, make sure it... Oh my goodness, this is a complete nightmare. Wow. It's fun though. If it works, we'll have a show. And if not, the Bass Guy Show will be on holiday for till 2022 or something like that. So let's hope it works. But thank you for the awesome graphics card. Okay, cut, Larry. So there you go. There's my show and tell and the super duper computer with the Jeeves Stone soundtrack. Even the viewers of the show make the adverts and the
So we're
music.
taking apart everything, and it's really complicated. I got my cousin Adam.
So there you go. Thank you very, very much, Lynn. Thank you, Adam. Thank you, everybody who helped. I'm still adjusting to some new things. I was up till 3. I didn't fine-tune anything. I can't believe everything's working. So not only does the main computer where we do the show work better, but the other computer is working better. And we need just two more cards. It's going to cost $97 once Frankie already gave me the website. I just need to order them. All I need is a thing called money, which I have none of left because I spent all my food and going into store money to fill in the gaps. But we all pulled together. We did it. And once we get those 2 cards, the show is going to work much, 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 much better. Everything's in place. It just needs 2 little click, and that's it. They're the size of like a baseball card. Tiny. It's not a big deal. So if anybody wants to help support to get those, just visit my website at bassguyshow.com. And you can help us out there. If we get those 2 cards, Frankie says that's it. That's the maximum upgrading we can do to our systems that we currently have. And it'll allow me to play more videos, more things. And I want to try that right now for the first time without the 2 8-gig cards that have to go into the motherboard. I've never been able to do things like just while I'm talking. Say I'm talking here. Look, I'm switching scenes. It's not freezing, which means it's working. I want to be able to open up my computer, and I have thousands and thousands of videos from over the last 10 years I've made, from traveling, from gigs, from the shows, and I can never show anything because everything freezes, right? So say, for example, I just want to show you this video. I can just throw it in, and it should work straight away. Frankie says he's going to help me do it. You can go to bassguyshow.com. The last thing I wanted to try was the Jamie Aebersold practice tapes. So Jamie Aebersold is an amazing jazz educator, and he has for years, way before the internet, when it was on vinyl record from probably the 60s or 70s, he had these practice albums, backing tracks for jazz musicians. So it's the song without the melody and without any solos. So it's drums, bass, and piano, right? So in the old days, people used to value that you have, I don't know what it is on the screen, but you have left and right, like speakers, like you have 2 ears, and that you can pan them on an old-fashioned stereo. You can move them. So on these albums that he made with real musicians playing good tunes, difficult tunes, easy tunes, he would have the double bass on one speaker and the piano on one speaker. So if you turn all the way to left or right, you could have just drums and bass, or you can pan it and have just drums and piano. So if you're a bass player, you can take the bass out. If you're a pianist, sorry about that, if you're a pianist, it must be hard. Especially if you're a European pianist. Anyway, and if you're a sax or a guitar or whatever, you can just leave the whole thing on. So I want to try this. I just bought a fancy wire, and now my music from my second computer is going in left and right, and I can control not just the panning but the EQ. So let's just try any Aebersold tune. His name is Jamie Aebersold, and he's written over 150 albums to help people learn jazz. It works. It actually, everything is starting to click in, ladies and gentlemen. I couldn't do that before because the mini jack wire was crooked and everything, and I had to put it in halfway. And so listen, here's the track. And this is old school stuff if you're a jazz musician, which I'm not. Okay, so now if I just turn on one side, it's just piano and drums. And if I turn on the other side, it's is just double bass and drums. So if I'm a bass player, and then I can play. Then if I wanted to solo, I could put the bass back on. So, I don't know what I'm playing over there because I don't know the tune. So why don't I try, since I plugged in the bass, Jamie Aebersold. It's spelled Jamey. Jamie, and Aebersold is Abersold. So my head's all over the place because I'm doing too many buttons. So let's try some jazz to find a song I might know. So for example, watch this. This is cool. So I can do The Girl from Ipanema, and I'll play the bass. And if anything is a cafe song, this is a cafe song. This is the Mustang Sally of jazz, which means it's the song that you hear in all the movies and when you're in a restaurant and stuff. So I can take out the bass, and then when I'm ready to solo, I can put the bass back on. So let's try it and see if it works. Let me know how it works on your end.
1, 2, 3, 4.
I'm not really set up, so give me a minute here. Try it again.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Tall and tan and young and lovely, the girl from Ipanema goes walk, and when she passes, they all go ah. When she walks, it's like a samba that swings so cool and sways so gentle, and when she passes, each one goes ah. Oh, how I watch her so sadly. How can I tell her I love her? Yes, I would give my heart gladly, but each day when she walks to the scene, she looks straight ahead, not at BG. Tall and tan and young and lovely, the girl from Ipanema goes walking, and when she passes, now I can put up the bass. off the base. So thanks for watching my little show today, everybody. I hope you enjoyed your stay. And the whole idea is that I play cheesy jazz and we hang out at the cafe. So grab yourself a cup of coffee, sit down, chat with some friends online. Thank you, Chicago Timer. Hey, Eva Diva, whatever your name is on Twitch, we don't like it when you come on here and do spam, so you're blocked. Tall and tan and young and lovely, the girl from Ipanema goes walking, and when she passes, they all go out. When she walks like a samba that swings so cool, so gentle, and when she passes, she just doesn't see. Oh, I would give my heart back. Can I tell her I love her? Yes, I will be my heart. When she walks straight ahead to the sea, she walks straight ahead out of me. Tall and tan and young and when she passes, she just doesn't see. She just doesn't see. Just doesn't see. Thank you very much. Thanks for watching my silly show. Thank you, Frankie. Thank you, viewers.